Okay, and here we go. Here we go. I got to turn my lights out here. Had my overhead light on, interfering with the ambiance of the room. Trying something different tonight. Hello and welcome to Talk About Strange. Thank you for joining us. I want to see if I can stream my live stream on my tablet here on my channel. It did not pop up. Why is it not popping up? View channel. Let's see. Right here, live. Hey, there. Bang. That is a lot better. Hello, Jackie. Hello, Jeff. Hello, Jack Dorsey, Jackie, Derek, Jeff, Jackie. Hello, hello, hello. There we are. Okay, it's working. Wow, you guys got on here before I did. How did you pull that off? Wow. It's like you guys were waiting for me. What the heck? Man, hey, Steve. Hey there. Hello, Steve. Hi, Steve. Hi. Hello. The 3 J's are here. Very nice. Yeah, I love it. Man, very, very cool. All right. Now, I got to check something out. So before we really get rocking, I'm going to have a lick here. Look here. I was looking at the smiley face with the tongue. We're going to have a lick here. Look. Hello, Vicky. Derek. I said, hello, Derek. Yep. I want to see something here. What is this? Now that is send a highlighted message. So, wait, free member milestone chat. What is this? What is this? Talk about Strange member for 5 months. Level 3 super fan. Add a public message. No, that would be. No, that's me. No, that's me. Darn it. I'm trying to figure out how this works. Hello, Rhonda. So anyway, I don't want to go too far down a rabbit hole. It's just that I'm told the only way I can do this, I can actually give away, I guess, 5 or 10 memberships, like every quarter or something like that. And I would love to be able to do that. I'm just trying to figure out how to do that. So last week when I was on the live stream, I almost think I have to be on the computer itself. I went to do it. I can't be there and here at the same time. So I'm going to have to figure that out. Maybe I might have to do, I don't know. Anyway, I went to do it and the live stream was over, so it wouldn't let me. So it's sitting right there and I can't do it. So I thought I could do it on here because it's, I'm on my channel. So doggone it all. That just kind of sucks because I would love to give you guys some free memberships or something, So I will keep trying to figure that out, work it out. I promise you. And that way I can hand some of them out. Jackie's been so wonderful handing out memberships to people. I really appreciate it so very much. I appreciate all you guys. You guys are amazing. But I look forward to Sundays when we can all get back together again, right? All week long, I can't wait for Sunday. Man. Anyway, what do we got? What's this? What do we got? He gets a few free ones to give away. Or no, yes. I get a few free ones, 5 to 10 to give away. I just can't figure out how I got to do it. I think I have to do it over there. So we might have to set that up somehow so I can do it. 33 33,500 subscribers. Yeah, buddy. We're getting there, aren't we? Hi to all TAS family. I've missed a few shows due to being in a hospital. I'm home now, thank the Lord, and recovering well. That's Miss Wendy. Yes, I'm glad you're recovering. I'm sorry you were in the hospital. That's horrible. I hope everything is going well now for you. Hey, Driftless. You said you'd be in here, so hello. Good to see you. Man, what a week it's been. Yeah, don't mess with too much now. Right, I know, right? Yeah. So, I had this other influencer I watched. It's been a while. What was his name? It's when I was first getting into all this, and he was he's like a drone expert. He's a filmmaker. He's in Alaska. Great guy. He comes on. He was doing live shows too. Like, what was it? Every Wednesday or Thursday he'd come on for a while and talk to people. And but I watched his stuff to help learn how to use my drone and stuff like that as I was going. And I spoke with him on there, and actually we're supposed to connect if I ever got to Alaska to film when I was going to do Evolution of Building. But anyway, he does in the beginning, he does these beautiful drone films over the top of the glaciers and stuff, these ice glaciers, and he just gets this beautiful, beautiful footage that he goes through. And so he plays that in the beginning, I don't know, 3 or 5 minutes. Seems like a long time, but it's really not when you're watching it, and it's beautiful. It's worth it. Anyway, that would be a great opportunity for me to jump on and be able to do something like that. Maybe then I could sit at the computer. And I've always wanted to do something like that, so I got to keep working on it. Anyway, man, Rhonda, waiting first kitties to be born in the next week. Very nice, very nice. Congratulations. Sorry to hear that, Wendy. That's from Driftless. Hope you're feeling better, Rhonda. Well, baby's sleeping, going to slip out and go get some groceries. There you go. Well, hey, we're glad you were here. We'll see you when you get back if you're quick. Miss Wendy Driftless, I'm getting there slowly, thank you. I had internal bleeding due to a stomach ulcer I never knew I had. Ay, caramba. Okay, there you go. And I'll be back in a while, Rhonda. We'll see you in a little while. Man, Jeff. What do we have here? Jeff, I learned that when videoing with a drone, the screen is over just before you make a turn. The scene is over just before you make a turn. Somehow I feel like you're picking on me about something. I'm almost certain of it. No, the scene is over when you land it in the water on accident, which it wasn't on purpose. I mean, the drone returned and it just landed itself in the water. What was I going to do? But hey, anyway, these things happen. So the Curse of the Skull. What do you guys think about that? Was that a trip or what? I don't know. I've had some stuff happen weird, but that was really weird. But I got some weird stuff to share with you from this week. Some strange stuff that I kind of encountered. I'm going to get my Bluetooth set up now. Oh, wait, I just turned it off. Whoops. Road. There we go. All right, getting connected to the road. There, we're connected. Done. All right, that's connected. So I went outside. The dogs were barking. We go outside, and Fred goes hauling ass for the fence on the other side of the yard, right? And I mean, he was just going off the wall. Now, he barks a lot. He's a big mouth. Did you hear that, Fred? Anyway, he's a big mouth. But this was different. Like, he was on a mission, and it was pitch black out, right? So I go over to where he's, and I'm kind of looking to where he's at. And all of a sudden in the woods, I'm not kidding you here, I hear a baby crying. Now, there is some houses way over on the other side of the woods, and every once in a while I hear them running a chainsaw or we hear some other, people out there if they're loud enough. But this was a straight up like baby crying in the woods. Now that was freaky, man. That was freaky. I mean, I didn't run off scared or anything like that. I sat and listened for a while. I only heard it the once. So, it just, I don't know. It was really, really weird. I also caught a picture. I can't put that up. I'll put it in one of the videos though. I also caught a picture of some kind of a black image in the woods that I caught and could see, and I could almost see a shape to it. So, but then when I went out to look, I didn't see it. So it was kind of weird. But anyway, there was a couple of neat things that happened this week. Let me see, get caught up here. Jeff, no. Oh, you're not? All right. I learned that when videoing with a drone, the scene is over just before you make a turn. I don't get that. I don't know why. Interesting. Maybe you can elaborate. I've done a lot of drone images. I don't know. I've lost a drone to the water before, laugh out loud. So you know where I'm coming from. Oh, that was terrible. That was my DJI. No, not the Air. Mav Pro. That was my Mav Pro 3. That was really expensive. So that sucked. I still have my Air 3. Ruined the battery, but not the GoPro. Yeah, GoPros will hold up good. GoPros can do just about anything. I'm surprised it ruined the battery. Rudolph Franco, no way. Yes way. You're probably talking about the baby crying. Jack Dorsey, the skull was a trip and a half. Yeah, so Dogface Pony Soldier 19. Oh, I love that. I love that. Cool name. Dogface Pony Soldier 19. Skinwalker. Yeah, hey. Is that what that is? A skinwalker making that crying noise? I also heard, was it the night before? We were out there one other night late, and I heard some whistling. And so that was kind of weird too, because it was just seemed too close to be way out yonder. Where was I? Ruin the battery, no way. The skull. So yeah, the skull is gone. That's out of here. That was weird. Like things were just going wrong one after the other. I've never spent 4 hours, at least 4 hours trying to record a video. Just everything and anything that could go wrong would go wrong. My cameras were acting up. I was going through lenses, switching cameras. Batteries were acting up. I mean, just anything that could go wrong was going wrong. It was really, really weird. So, in fact, I was even having a hard time seeing to read, like more than normal. Like I know I need glasses and I'm not wearing them because I don't always need them. So, but this was really weird. Like I had a spot. Get rid of the skull. Skull is gone. Cabal. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Yeah, the skull is gone. Jeff, I learned that our drone footage should always be on a straight line flight. I guess that depends on the drone you have. Huh. Interesting. No, I can film just about anything with my drone, any direction, except for upside down like these sports drones. Let me see. Dogface Pony Boy, laugh out loud. Thank you. Talk about strange. Yes, they can cry like a baby. Yeah, very interesting, right? Freaky. Jeff, but what do you know? What do I know? Laugh out loud. Yeah, I guess I'm not getting it. It's got to have something to do with the drone is all I can think, Jeff. That is weird. What kind of drone you got? Are you flying? Is it a GoPro? Because that said GoPro. I didn't know they had a GoPro drone, do they? That'd be interesting. But what do I know? Let me see. Dogface Ponyboy Soldier. Whistling at night draws skinwalkers in. Well, I wasn't whistling. Jeff, I've heard that what sounded like a woman singing before in the woods. Yeah, that's creepy. That's creepy too. Miriam. Could have been skinwalker or Wendigo kind of creature. Never go looking for it. Even screaming sounds. Stay away from that area, please. Yeah, no, I'm not going wandering in the woods at night looking for a baby. Like I said to my wife, I said, why the heck would there be a baby in the woods? There's absolutely no way there's going to be a baby in the woods, at least not without Amber Alerts going off, right? So, no. Now, if there was Amber Alerts going off at the same time, yeah, I'd have to go investigate, but me and my 45. Darren, hey, Darren, how you doing? What's up, fam? He says. Jeff, never mind about the drone thing, laugh out loud. I have a Mav Pro. Okay, all right. That's a hell of a drone. Yup, dog. Darren Frank. Hey, Steve. Hey, TS family. Hello, Darren. We see you there, my friend. All right. Anyway, so, yeah, the skull thing was pretty weird. I see some new faces. We continue to grow and gather new faces, new people joining the TAS family. A lot of great stories coming in and stuff. I think I have my phone fixed. That's good. That's good. Always a good thing. Derek, I have foxes out at back of me. They sound like babies when mating. No, we had a lot of fox live around here. It definitely was not a fox. I know exactly what fox sounds like. So we hear a lot of them around here. Semper's mom says hello, everyone. Darren says, yeah, what about the skull? Yeah. So if you've seen that last video, Darren, a lot of weird stuff was happening in my office here with all my equipment. Everything was kind of freaking out. The only thing that was new to the office was that skull. So I immediately, after got done, I removed it, got it out of here, and everything seems to be fine ever since then. Knock on wood. Let me see. Dripless. Rabbits can sound bad when getting attacked. Again, I know. I've heard that too. It's an awful sound. But this sounded just like one of those, almost like a baby toy. Remember when you pulled the rope out and it'd cry? Almost like that. It was straight up. Skull was a charged object. Something. Charge. We'll see what you meant to say. You said, oops. Cursed object. Cursed object. Maybe that's what you meant. Yeah, I believe so. I believe so. So anyway, this is cool that I can actually, I'm glad that I can be on my channel on here. I just wish I knew how to do that. Sherry, what kind of skull was it? It was a deer skull. You can see the horns on it in the picture. Check out the thumbnail. Or in that video, I talk about it in that past video I just did. Bigfoot on the hill and the cursed skull. Bigfoot family on the hill. Great story. You guys really enjoyed that. There was a lot of feedback on that. Jeff, you gave a lot of feedback on that. Quite a few of you did. BMO talked about it, and Cabal, a lot of you had comments and really seemed to enjoy that story. It was a good one. Sad about her friend, though. It's always terrible to lose a friend like that. Let me see. Dogface. Native American uses those in ceremonies. Yep. Seen that. Never should have sold my DJI Phantom 4. That was a neat drone. Yeah, for sure. Maybe used in witchcraft. I wonder if it was used for something and they left it out there in the woods. Or, I don't know. Very strange, though. Nothing I've ever seen before. Mr. Anderson, kind of sounds like a shamanic type haunting. Maybe it was used in a ritual, right? For sure. Darren, every time we talk about the Sasquatch Bigfoot subject, there's always technical difficulties. Seems to be how it goes, right? But we're doing all right. We can talk about Bigfoot. Could have been. Yeah, for sure. For sure. All I know is it's not around me anymore. As long as it stays further away from me, the better. Well done. You got rid of it. Yeah. And like I said, everything's been fine since I got rid of it. So I can't help but think, because I had no fear of it, no thought of that even, that there was something going on with that when I brought it here. I planned on putting it on a shelf for a little while and just kind of showing it off in here for a little bit. But nope. As soon as that all happened, I said, you got to go. So you heard a baby crying. Yes. Heard a baby crying out in the woods. Very strange. If you felt that bad energy, trust your instincts at this point. Yeah, for sure. Yep. There is modern day witchcraft as well. They have chapters in almost every town. Isn't that something? Yeah. I mean, why not? I'm sure. I mean, a lot of just lower level witchcraft, but who knows how powerful some of it gets with some people. Next time, sage the object before you bring it in. Never know. Maybe attached to it. True that. And I did think about that. But my first instinct was to just get it out of here. But yeah, anything like that, sure. In fact, I had found in a house. Where did I find that? Was it in the wall? One of our flip houses. I found a crow's skull. I mean, it was big. It had a long beak on it. It was the crow's whole skull with the beak. And that was one of those things that for a while I felt like things were going bad for us. And I thought, what the only thing different I could think of that I had was that crow's head that I picked up from a job. In fact, it was that job, it was the big one that I did that just about drove me mad. And I did get really sick there, and a lot of stuff was going wrong. And I did take that down the road, and I got rid of that as well. So, and then things seemed to pick up after that for the most part. But yeah, that was another one of those things that just when you start messing with skulls and stuff like that, you got to really mind yourself on them, don't you? I was surprised to find them everywhere, and they advertise on Google. You can find them easy. Well, hopefully they're not ones that were used for anything, for the most part. I've heard a woman screaming and crying while hunting in middle of nowhere. Yeah, that's creepy. Darren, if you have never, and that was Sherry, by the way. Darren, here, if you have never heard bobcats mating, you may want to look it up, YouTube. I have heard them as well. They sound like a woman screaming. My uncle had them out back of his house. Dogface Pony Belly says, wow. Jeff says, I love crows and ravens. Me too. But that one just seemed weird. I think there was something inside it too. It rattled or something, if I remember rightly. I don't know. Don't quote me on that one. Semper's mom. Let's see. Sherry Rodway. I heard a woman screaming too when it was followed up by a very loud howl. Scared the living poo out of me. Yeah. Darren, Steve is the skull taker. All right. Oh man. Jack Dorsey, a ghost town in Body, California. If you take something, it will give you bad luck. Interesting. Dog face. Yup, another cursed object for sure. Sherry. I know all the animal sounds in my area. I've lived here this before. Let me see. Wait. I know all the animal sounds in my, I think you meant area, and I've never heard this before in my life. Simper's mom, was close to me as well. Yeah, and that's the other thing. I grew up in the woods around here, so I know pretty much all the animal calls. So that was not an animal call. And you know when you get that feeling too, you kind of get that hair on the back of your neck feeling when you feel like maybe there's something else going on. Huh. What else was we going to get on to here? What was I going to bring up? I had something else I wanted to talk about. We brought it up last week, but I don't remember now. I've been working on my well, putting a new well in. I told you guys I had to do some repair on that while I'm doing the siding. So this week was all well work and pipe work. So running pipe, water line, digging, lots of digging. God, you guys know how much I love digging. Not at all. But so pretty stiff neck. But I did a lot of digging this week. And then today, we actually wrapped it up today. We got all of it backfilled, but I had to get in there and shovel dirt and stone. We dumped some pea stone in there around the pipe, but a lot of areas we couldn't get to, so I was shoveling dirt on it and just covering up the pipe so it wouldn't get crushed. This area where I live is just chock full of rocks and boulders from the glaciers that came through here. I think I talked about that last week. We had this area from Rochester, Wolcott, Sodus, through Sodus. The Finger Lakes were carved out here by a lot. Anybody, I don't know how many of you guys know about it. Anybody around here knows the Finger Lakes were carved out from the glaciers. Anyway, right through here, there was glaciers that were as much as like a mile high that floated through here and carved us out and deposited these rocks all through here. Thanks a lot. So it's a lot of rocks in here. So when I'm digging, I'm running into a lot of rocks and we're cleaning it out and hand carrying them out of the way. And as we're spreading it out, I took some pictures and some video. So I'll share that with you on one of the videos that I do. I should have had coffee instead of water. Cripe. All right. Diana. Hello, Diana. Hello again. Love you all. Love all you. Do never stop. I have always believed in unbelievable things. Thanks for bringing the truth and helping everybody you possibly can through what you do. Stay safe. Love. Thank you, Diana. That's very kind. I appreciate that. Flight mode kicked in. Laugh out loud. Yeah. I bet it did. Darren, my friend built a house on top of an Indian mound, accidentally found a tortoise shell rattle medicine stick. Interesting. Semper's mom says for sure. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, some cool stuff. I wish I could show you that. I don't think I can. I don't know if I can show you guys that picture somehow. I'd like to put it in a video so you can see it. I did the new download on my phone. Oh boy. Yeah, that was fun. That changed everything on me. I just read tonight that there's an underground city in Rochester, New York that they didn't know about or something. I thought they always knew. I knew they had them in New York, or they got them in New York City. I guess I didn't know much in Rochester, but I wouldn't be surprised they had a train track down there and everything. I'd love to go check that out. That'd be neat. What do I got here? Can I find it? Nope, that's not it. Is that it? So, kind of two, really. Let me see if I can show it to you guys. let's see if the camera works. And the camera worked. Okay. I think we're on camera. I thought we were on camera 4. Camera 3. I can't get too close because of the focus. It goes out of focus here. But you guys should be able to see that there. Now I can see what you're seeing. So to the lower left and to the lower right, actually all the way up on the right hand side, but to the lower left. So if you guys can see that. Interesting though. And I'm back. Actually, now that I look at it, well, right in the middle too. Let's switch back there for a second. Let me see if I can see that. It's going to take a minute for it to come up on here for you guys to see it, and I'll see it at the same time as you now because of what I'm using here on the screen. Okay, let's see if that shows. What was I looking at there? You see that? Well, why does it look different there? Huh. Weird. So, yeah. You guys can tell me what you think of that. Let me see. Where am I? Fight or flight, Semper's mom, Sherry's. Always heard me, Semper's mom. I've always heard squatchy things, but never seen one. Sherry, Radway, they are very intimidating. BMO, Rochester, you referring to the abandoned subways there? Yes. Yeah, but they're saying like there's a whole like city. But yeah, it's probably the subways is probably what they're referring to. I knew there was some. I thought they were all gone by now or something, but I don't know. Maybe, I guess not. Sherry, I bet with other things I've heard them do must be very intimidating. You have a, what is this, a pardelia? 2 in the middle of the tree face. Right. Yeah, that's what I was saying. A pardelia. You have a pardelia in the middle. What is that? I just see black. Laugh out loud. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to see. Xavier. Hello, Xavier. Hello from Nebraska. Darren, what about the giant found in the Indian mounds they were building in New York and Ohio? I heard some about that as well. Jeff, I just sent you a link to my YouTube video of my drone fail into the creek. Laugh out loud. So you got yours too. Wait a minute. Is that the one with the, did I catch that? There was a bunch of leaves in the creek and that, but that was deep water. Like yours went totally submerged. Mine, it was just the lens that got submerged. The camera at the bottom got submerged. I don't think the battery, a little bit of water got in where the battery was. Very, very, very little. Miriam. Pardelia, I mean. Yeah. Okay, so who's got a story or anything they want to call in? Anybody got any stories or anything they want to call in and share with us today? We're open to some phone calls. Let me know, and I'll put the number up on the screen. In fact, here, I'll tell you what. I will put it up right now. So if you guys want to call in and share anything or talk about anything, write that number down, and then feel free to call in. Let's see, BMO Creative. There are about 7 miles of underground tunnels in Rochester. Some still have electricity, so people Live there basically for free. Dangerous place though. Wow. Jeff, it was a Ghost 100 drone. Well, Jeff, I'd say now it was a Scuba 100 drone. Yes. Semper's mom. Let me see. Hello, Jeff, BMO. I don't know why it did that. Oh, Jeff. Hello.
Steve.
Jeff, how are you, my friend?
Good. I just wanted to call real quick. The comment I made about getting drone video footage. Your scene is over when you make a turn. When I first got my drone, I watched a lot of these, people that taught about drone videoing on YouTube like you did. And a couple of the people that I watched always said that you always want to make a straight line. And as soon as you make a turn, your scene's over. And I don't know if that's 100% true, because I've seen really neat drone footage where they're turning and they're looking around and stuff. But that's the reason I said that. I wasn't trying to take a shot at you or anything.
That's interesting. I wonder why. Because I've seen all different kinds of drone flight and there, a lot of turning. In fact, a lot of the stuff that I was learning with my controls was how to do a proper turn and to get great imaging, kind of like a side swipe turn and stuff like that. There's a lot of different patterns you can use. I've never been into games. I always wanted to be like a gamer, When I was a kid, I played games, but when I got older, never had time. It was always just work. The drone is the first game I found that I absolutely love. So I wish I could do it more. I'd be out there every day if I could out with my drone. It's fun.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I haven't flown. I still have a Mavic Pro, and I haven't flown it in such a long time. I doubt the batteries are good anymore.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you should periodically keep them charged. Yeah. That's a nice drone. But for sure. We'll have to get it out and test flight it if I ever make it up that way.
Yeah, I started out with a cheap $20 drone and worked my way up, and then finally got a couple of DJIs, and they're awesome. But like the DJI ones, I mean, they're great. They're fun to fly and stuff, but you can take your hands off the controls and they just hover there.
Yep.
The ones where you have to control it 100%, those are the most fun, but they're the hardest to fly.
Right. I guess those ones with the goggles are a lot of fun too, because you can spin them upside down and do all kinds of crazy stuff with them. The ones you wear the goggles with them. Yeah, that'd be cool.
I'd like to do that.
Yeah, I'd like to try that someday. That'd be a lot of fun.
I really got into it for a couple of years, and then I don't know. I just don't fly it anymore. I don't know. They kind of make me nervous anymore. I don't know why, but I just kind of lost my thrill for it.
I got to redo my Part 107 exam here coming up pretty soon. I got to for my license because I got the license for it, but I got to renew that here coming up pretty soon. But they're a lot of fun. No, it was quite a test. I mean, it's the same thing you do to be a pilot. It's the same test you take. In fact, I was there next to a pilot that was taking his exam for it, and you just don't. Your only thing you're lacking is the instrument part of the test and the actual hours of flight. But which I would love to do as well someday. Would be nice. But
right on. Well, I don't want to take up too much time, so someone else that has something new to share can call in. I just wanted to clarify about the drone. Comment I made.
Yeah, cool. I appreciate that. Would have been thinking about it. All right, brother. Great talking to you.
All right, you guys. See you. Bye.
Bye. All right. Well, at least now we know the phone is working. What did I miss? Hey, Darren, what's up? Beautiful day in the Motor City today. Hey, Scott, how you doing? My pleasure, Semper's mom. Yeah, come on, make that phone call, will you? We'll talk about the story. I would love to have a chance to talk about that. And there you are. All right. Hello there.
Hi, is this Steve?
It is Steve. How are you?
This is Patty. I am well, thank you. This is Patty,
Hi, Patty.
Zipper's mom.
Yep. No, we know you. We know you. Well, they might not have.
Okay.
I know, yeah. But I bet they
Yeah.
do. Yeah. So anyway, sure.
My heel. Here's some history that I learned about that heel.
Okay.
A Chinese investment company had originally purchased it, and their plan was to make some kind of resort up there. And then that's when that abandoned house that I spoke about in my story.
Okay. Yep.
So they had built that one house and then abandoned the project. In fact, I went up there by myself once before Donna and I both went up there. And they had areas staked out. And then by the time Donna and I went up there, all the stakes were gone.
Weird. Right. That is
Yeah.
weird. So they must have been having some problems up there trying to build or something.
I would guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then also another really weird thing about up there, there was like right on the edge of a cliff, there was a fenced in area that may have been maybe 5 by 7 foot, in diameter. And it had a sign posted to stay out, that it belonged to the Game Fish and Parks. And I'm like, why would they fence off a small little area like that? That's what's going on there.
Right.
I mean, there was no utilities there. I mean, there was nothing there, just a pine tree.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting. Wow.
So, if anybody can figure that one out.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeff here says, hi, Patty. Great story.
Hey, hello. Thank you.
You got a lot of really good positive. You got a lot of really good positive feedback on that story. I thought that was great. Everybody really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure how great it was the day, when we were going through it, but
Well, right. That's the part I don't mean.
The whole thing with the children playing, there was a long conversation between Donna and I about the children that we heard.
Okay.
We honestly thought that there was a homeless family living up there.
Wow.
And she was concerned that they didn't have diapers and food and stuff for the babies, and then we had a lot longer conversation than what I had shared on whether or not I should walk back there and just check it out.
Right.
And,
yeah, that's a little bit dangerous. It could be, for sure, to do that.
I'm an Army veteran.
What's that?
I'm an Army veteran.
Okay.
And I grew up country girl. So
no, I get it. I get it
Yeah.
for sure. No, I get it. I know you're not scared. Doesn't make it safe though.
No,
but I get it.
I had sent you that email with that long, I don't know if you took the time to hear it, the Truth About Bigfoot video. And in that video, they had said that Bigfoot has the ability to change the energy and create fear. That's no lie.
Right. You and I and Jeff were talking about that. In fact, he was writing to you about that, or saying that, and somebody else was writing, BMO, I think, was writing about it as well, talking about animals that can do it. Jeff was talking about a channel. There's a lady there or something that I guess actually was able to do it to herself, to cloak like that. Yeah. So, I mean, pretty wild. I was hoping he could get a hold of her, and maybe we could get her to call into the show or do an interview, because that would be really wild information to learn about and hear about. But yeah. So you think that they were actually right there next to you?
Well,
at times.
Okay, so when I was talking about walking back there to check to see if it was the family, and I went around this little deer trail, and just as I came around that curve, all of a sudden I just felt that intense fear, and I literally stopped dead in my tracks. And
Wow.
I'm standing there and I'm like, hello?
Wow.
Hello? Just checking to see if you need anything. And nope. I was done. I was over it. It's like, okay, good luck. Bye. I'm out of here.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I wanted to run. I really wanted. I had that feeling that I should run, but then I would become a prey.
Right,
And I
exactly.
wasn't into that either.
Right.
So, I did some speed walking, some military boom chugga
By the way, Jackie says thank you for your service.
Oh, you're welcome, hon. Yeah. I am a Gulf War veteran, actually. Was over in Kuwait.
Oh, wow. Yes, thank you so very much. Yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Rough
Yeah.
stuff.
So
Yeah. So
when
9/11 had a whole nother meaning for you, didn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I was talking to Sherry a minute ago online there, and she was talking about hearing screaming, I had mentioned that I had a Dogman episode. And
really?
actually, I was visiting the state capitol. I had a meeting in the morning, and I was staying at the hotel that's right along the Missouri River. And I woke up in the middle of the night because I smelled this ungodly smell. And I was like, is this skunk? What is this smell? And I kept trying to bury my face in my blankets so I wouldn't have to smell it. And, it was terrible.
Wow.
And finally, it went away. And then I woke back up again a few minutes later because I could hear arguing. And in my mind, my sleepy mind, I'm thinking that it's drunk people. There's guests out there. They've been drinking, and because I couldn't understand the thing they were saying.
Right.
But I picked up 3 voices. There were 2 males and a female. And it kind of walked towards the river, and then it went away. And at that time I smoked. I don't know more, but I thought, well, shit, I'm awake. I'm going to go outside and have a cigarette. And so I walked outside, and I was about maybe 25 feet from the building facing the river. And all of a sudden I heard this loud howl scream and banging on the trestle that went across the river. And it was so hard that it made the steel vibrate.
Ooh.
And I'm like, what is that? And then I heard a woman screaming. Well, veteran instinct took over, and I started running towards the screaming because I was going to, I don't know, help the woman somehow.
Right.
And then I heard the howl scream thing again, followed by dogs barking. And there was like a small grove of trees between the side of the hotel and the river there. It was kind of a little grove. And I could hear running in those trees coming towards me. And I dropped my cigarette and I went hightailing it back into the hotel. And I couldn't get my stupid key card thing to work fast enough, but I knew I was not going to look behind me.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Sounded like you were being lured for sure.
Right.
Very interesting.
And so I get inside, and my room was on the first floor, just inside the door. So I get in my room, and my heart's beating out of my chest. So I'm like, okay, I've got to see what I'm running from. I don't like being afraid of something and not knowing what it is that I'm running from. So I had all the lights off in the room, and it was a suite. So on one side of the room, it was like a living room area, and then the other side was the sleeping area. So I walked into the living room area, and I put my back flat against the wall next to the window, and I was just getting ready to pull the corner of the curtain back to look outside, and bam, 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 they banged on the window.
Oh boy.
They knew where I was.
Oh boy. Yeah.
In fact, they had banged so hard that it busted the glass.
Jeez. Goodness gracious. Yeah.
So I went running for the bathroom and barricaded myself in the bathroom. And by that time, it's like trauma.
Yeah, for
What
sure.
is that? What's going on? And so I finally called myself. I was, I finally called myself. I'm like, I got to get some sleep. I got to get up for my meeting. So I finally got enough confidence to leave the bathroom. And then I stood there just staring at the bed because it was too close to another window and I didn't know what was happening.
Yeah, that
And
sucks.
yeah, so I finally went to the bed and lay down and fell asleep. And in the morning, I got up and I went to the office and told them that somebody had busted the window overnight. And the manager's like, yeah, we've had these transients around here causing trouble and breaking things, and law enforcement's aware of it. And I'm like, transients?
Right.
So, all right, thought I'd let you know. So then I leave to go to my meeting and I walk outside and I'm like, I'm going to walk down there and down to the river, see if I can see any evidence of anything. So I walked down there and on the sandy beach, I could see dog tracks.
Mm-hmm.
And these were very large dog tracks. I've never seen that big of a dog track before. And then I started to get scared. So I'm like, okay, that's good enough for me. And I left. I had to get out of there.
Right.
And I've been back to that town a time or two, but I won't stay in that hotel.
Right. Yeah, I can't say I blame you. Can't say I blame you.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, hey, Patty, thank you for calling in about that and sharing that with us. That's pretty wild. That's wild stuff for sure. Man.
I don't know why I'm so blessed to have these experiences, but it is what it is.
Well, yeah, we got a few people on here that seem to attract it. That it seems like once you're tagged, that it seems to happen a lot. It seems to happen quite a bit throughout somebody's life, and it's unfortunate, really. Some people want to have some sort of an experience, but then once they have one, and once it continues, no more. It's like, okay, I've had my experience. Let's not do this again. Right?
Right.
Yeah.
I guess I would have to put out this as a warning. Don't romanticize it.
Right. Right. For sure.
It's not fun. It's downright scary.
Right.
And you have to remember, these things stand 7, 8, 9 feet or taller, and so they can snap you like a twig.
Right. For sure. For sure.
I don't think people need to romanticizing it and thinking, they're going
to
have a romantic encounter.
Right.
Anyway. Well, thank you.
Well, thanks, Patty. Great talking to you. Thanks for calling in. You take care of yourself. We look forward to hearing from you again.
All right. You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Well, that was pretty cool. That was interesting. I can't blame her for being scared about that. That sounded like it was terrifying. Darren, I was wondering if you wanted to call in about your, you mentioned here earlier about your encounter you had. About, I don't know. What did you say? You said something about, was it about becoming prey? Well, at one point you said you would have been prey just because you would have ran. A couple of you, Jeff said that too, right? Jeff says, thanks, Patty. Yeah, if you want to call in, Darren, and talk about that, your experience there, I welcome you to call in and talk about it. What else do we got here? Great story. Very nice. Jeff would have run to the bathroom too. Like a woman on fire. Okay. What was that? You were just checking out? This instance, I'm reading backwards here. That scream from the woman sounds like an actual human is unbelievable. Yeah. Scary stuff. Okay. Indelia, Jeff said, that was the part I was getting to. Indelia is the lady who cloaked. She did it while her husband and other couple walked down the edge of the river, then walked back up the trail right past her. Wild. Imagine that. That's an ability I would love to have. I mean, how cool of a superpower. I mean, you might get your heart broken a few times. If somebody's talking about you, but Yeah, poke them. Oh, man. Yeah, Darren, you said my encounter with Sasquatch in Bankhead Forest in Alabama was terrifying at the time, but afterwards I was just confused. Yeah, I was wondering if you wanted to call in about that. Darren, sorry, brother, my phone is still messed up. Sorry. Oh, that's all right. I get it. No problem. All right. What else do we have here? Anything else? I think we might have it wrapped up. You know, every time I say that, I say might be wrapping up early tonight. You guys fire right back up again, and and the conversation starts going. We get into some really cool stuff. Being invisible would be a great superpower for sure. Absolutely. How fun would that be, right? That'd be neat. If used wisely, right? Let's make sure we use that power wisely of invisibility, cloaking. You're gonna get it fixed soon. All right, you do that. Let us know. And so I'm working on trying to figure out. I was trying to figure out how to do it with a split screen so we could do like some live interviews. You can do it with a program. You actually have to do quite a bit to do it on here, which once I had it set up, I'd be able to. But I think I'm going to have to get my daughter over here to help me out a little bit with it. Because when we work on stuff like that together, we really get it done. And because I'd love to be able to have somebody call in and do a split screen interview. There's programs that, I can do it, but I'd have to sit at the computer and do it, which is fine. I could set up a camera over there, and I probably should every once in a while. It'd be nice to just to have a talk or when I share other kind of information to be able to just sit over there and do it. So instead of always being over here in the seat, but still, I love my studio setup. Let me see. Only for good, laugh out loud. Right. Yeah. Only for good. Absolutely. Renee, get her done. Hey, Renee, how you doing? Jackie, I'll be fixing dinner here shortly. Thanks for being here, Jackie. We will always appreciate you. D, WhatsApp. WhatsApp? With question mark? WhatsApp. I don't know what you're referring to there. I've heard of WhatsApp, but that's not where you do that. The conference calling and stuff or video calling. Gnat. I got a gnat flying around. Mr. Anderson, maybe Streamlabs or Restream. If you get that set up, I would like to share, but ATM I can't phone in by tel. At the time, right? I can't phone in by tel. Yeah, it'd be nice to have that set up and do that. I would enjoy that. I think I actually have StreamYard. I've just never had enough time to sit down and really just put the stuff together and figure it all out. I got to do that. Split screen. I have a face for radio. Yes, you do. Oh, we got somebody calling in. Jackie, my pleasure. Steve, look forward to Sunday Lives. We look forward to having you here, Jackie. See who we got here. Hello?
Oh, I must have the wrong number.
No, you don't.
Trying to call in on Talk About Strange.
This is Steve at Talk About Strange. This is Mr. Strange.
Oh, okay.
Who do I have?
Oh, okay. I'm watching you on the air. Maybe there's a lag or something here.
There is.
Oh, I started late. Anyway, I'm going to step out into the other room here.
Yeah, it's a little bit easier.
Turn that down. So, I've been watching your show for a little while now, and I'm actually really impressed with what I've seen.
Thank you.
That it's the only show I think where I've seen you talk about hybrids and bring people on and family of.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, I think, one of the most amazing things that I've seen on these podcasts, even over and above my own. But I did call in to talk about, I've had a lot of really amazing experiences myself.
Excellent.
So I wanted to share one of them with you.
Please do.
And Pardon me. I had this congestion.
Did you say
Anyway,
you have a podcast show, or you?
No.
Oh,
I've actually shared some of my experiences on other podcasts, and in fact, some of my experience will be going in a book.
interesting. Very
So
cool.
um,
Yeah.
I've had some really amazing ones, but I wasn't sure where to start. But I think I want to tell you about the one when my family was visiting at a timeshare in Utah, Snowbird, Utah,
Mm-hmm.
and it came to the end of the week, and it was time to check out. And there was a lot of clamor. Everybody's, backing up, loading their cars, kids running all, very noisy. And this is up at a ski resort, and it was, um, I think the first snow of the winter, one of the first anyway. So the mountains were white and most of it with snow. So we were just getting ready to pull out, and while I'm talking to my daughter, I kept looking at these four lumps in a row that almost looked like mini homes up on the snow in the shadow of the mountain on this little bunny run.
Okay.
So, and they might have been 150 yards. And all of a sudden, I thought I could see them moving, and I told my daughter, I says, "Let me call you back. I think I see a Sasquatch family." And she's like laughing. I'm like, "I gotta go." So I hung up. I'm holding the phone still, but I pointed out the window. I rolled the window down. I pointed out, and I said to my wife, I says, "Tell me what that is I'm looking at. It looks like almost like four squatches squatting there on the mountain." And as soon as I pointed, the biggest one, well, I found out later was the biggest one. He stood straight up. He saw me out of all that commotion. They were sitting there, people watching. They were watching us.
Interesting.
And it stood straight up, and this thing was huge. Very hairy. This is in the Rocky Mountains. Very long hair, like I'm gonna guess like 6, 8 inches long. And I couldn't believe how pointed its head was. That's why they looked like mini homes. Their heads were very pointed, more than I ever expected.
Really?
And the ones I saw, and yeah, and the hair on the heads was really long, kind of like in the 60s, in the hippie days.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's straight, almost like it had been combed or brushed. It was like on the male, 16, 18 inches long. And it's like almost like a direct slope from the top of the head down to the giant shoulders that were probably 5 feet wide. This thing was probably 9, 10 feet tall. I'm not
Wow.
joking. Maybe 1,200 pounds. Very dark hair, almost black. Very just thick all over. Giant arms, giant legs. And, just, I could tell it was just massive on the slope. Well, it kind of like was tapping the next one sitting there with its hand on the back of the shoulder, kind of like, let's go. And then it just started walking up the slope. And then it walked into the sunlight. I could just see it so well. And then the next one's getting up, and she's trying to get the others up. I say she because then I recognized that it was almost as big as him, but bustier. And it was like, it was a female.
Wow.
I believe it was like the mom, and then he was the dad. And then he kind of just turned and looked at him once, and he kind of did like a wave with his arm, like, "Come on, let's go." And at that moment, I was really looking at him, trying to focus, and I got an eagle eye, but I looked at him and I thought, I know they have ESP, and I was like, I want to see what you look like up close. I thought that. And at that moment, it was just like all of a sudden for a second or two, I could see him up close. And he had golden eyes and not that much hair right on the face, kind of a small triangular forehead, wide at the base, because almost like no neck. It just goes straight into giant shoulders. And he just looked at me like, not angry, not kind of disappointed, like, you ruined our spot. We were
Right. Well, it sounds like
I mean, they were lined up just like you sit in a theater,
Did you listen to right? Did you listen to Helen's story? She just gave birth to and Claire was there, helped her give birth. I don't know if you watched that one.
I've heard all those. I've been following that, and I'm just totally amazed by them.
You made me think.
Your show, but
thank you. You made me think about that part when she made a full connection with him and she could see him. You follow me? So when you said for a second there you could see him, it was almost like you said he telepathically connected with you long enough for
He
you
did. He did.
to basically say hello. Here I am. You got your look.
It was just like that. Yeah, it was just like that. And so we had that moment of just looking at each other, and I was just so amazed. And so after he had done that wave, she was trying to get the others up, and now they're getting up, and they're acting like juveniles, like you're trying to leave the movies. And they're like, they don't want to go. They're like, stomping
We're
away.
still
Like,
watching the
good grief,
people. Come on. We want to
Yeah,
throw
I
snow
mean,
boulders at them. Now, where did
so
you say
yeah,
this
he
was
paused
again?
there after. Yeah, this was Snowbird, Utah.
Snowbird,
We were
Utah.
just coming out of the condos. It was on the south side of the condos, looking at the ski runs.
Wow.
And so we had just pulled up to the stop sign right there before you go up the hill to get on the highway to go to Salt Lake. It's only like 10 miles from Salt Lake City, but it's in the mountains at a ski resort.
Wow.
So anyway, so then those two got up and they started following Mom up. And so now they're all four walking up the hill, and they all get in the sunlight. And I'm going to say the juveniles were probably 6 to 7 feet, but they're very big, thick, 600 pounds. Mom was
Wow.
probably like, 1,100 pounds. I don't know. I'm pretty good with judging that kind of thing. I've been in the country, most of my younger life, around wildlife. I know what I'm looking at, all that, and kind of know how to judge weights. I mean, because like the male, he looked like weight-wise, he was about as big as a male, a bull elk.
Oh, yeah.
It
Yeah.
was huge.
Yeah. Wow.
So, but anyway, so then they were walking up in the snow, and they were heading towards this old growth area away from the ski runs.
Mhm.
And I'm fumbling with my phone now. I'm like, oh my God, I got to get some pictures and video of this. And it's almost like I can't pick my phone up to do it. It's like, why am I doing what? I'm like, I guess I got to pull up the hill before they go in, and I'm losing sight of them. So I pulled up by the highway, and it was just too late. Time I'm getting my phone on, they were just going into the
Well, they
woods.
know.
But it was almost like
They
I
know
was prevented or
electronics. They
something.
can smell, they can hear, they can sense electronics, and they don't like them. So that's a
Yeah,
lot of the
I don't know,
problem
but it was
why
almost like
people
for
have a
some
hard
reason I
time.
couldn't do it too.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
and I mean I think it all plays in maybe even with the telepathy part that enabling you to. But you have the excitement, you have the adrenaline, you have buck fever. Basically, it's like when you go hunting, you're like, oh my God, this is the moment. Then you remember, oh shit, I got a phone, I gotta get a picture. But
Exactly. It kind of is, So
sure.
and also I think I had the thought in the back of my mind too that geez, nowadays, even if you got good photos and footage of them, people would say it's AI.
Oh
If they're
yeah,
blurry, they're another blurry photo of
God,
Sasquatch. Who
yeah.
cares? So it's almost like photos don't even mean anything anymore, or video.
And it's
I mean,
why
to the naysayers anyway.
It's why I hate AI. It's the part I hate about AI because it's detempering everything. It's now
It is.
there's so much out there of it that you don't know what you're seeing when you're seeing it. I see people post videos, actual photos of Bigfoot tearing somebody apart, and it's like, sure it is. It's like, come on.
Yeah, right.
I hope, and I don't read it, and I should check, but I hope like heck that they at least put in there that it's an AI version of what I'm being told or something like that. But yeah, it's the tough part about it. Well, on one hand, it's nice because if you have a really good description and you feed it into an AI program, it can spit out an image that you want to see. It's just.
True.
As long as you're not making fake images, which we already had a situation with, which you probably know about.
I saw that. But I wanted to ask you your opinion about what do you think about a lot of these shows about Sasquatch, but they seem like they're AI generated, and they tell these amazing stories about, maybe a old man that saved a Sasquatch or whatever, and the big, long, very well, eloquently read. I'm wondering if they are from experiences and fed in true information to create the story, or if people are just making up AI stories now, or what's going on.
I think that there's first and foremost, there's a little bit of truth in every lie, right? So sometimes stories get enhanced and grow or get elaborated on. So what starts out as a simple or possible story gets elaborated into a bigger story. Some of them are piggybacked Like I said, you really got to read the disclaimers and the descriptions and stuff like that to see if, because I was listening to one. I seldom watch videos. I don't get enough time. I wish I did, because I'd love to watch more myself videos, because I enjoy entertainment too, you know. So it'd be nice to get a chance to actually watch some myself. But I was watching one, and I don't know if it was one of the ones that I feel like might have been a copycat from Claire. I feel like there's some people who are piggybacking on her life, on Wendy and Claire. There's nothing I can say or do about it. It is what it is. But there was one, I don't know if it was that one or not. Don't quote me. And I'm not trying to cut anybody down, but I do remember seeing one that said in there, I write these stories for entertainment purposes. This person said that.
Yeah.
So you got to look
at
for
least
that.
They tell you they're honest about that, so that's okay.
Right. So at first I'm like, you know, what the crap? But come on, you know. And then I went and looked at that. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. At least you're straight about that, you know. So, but yeah,
right,
yeah. So yeah, it's hard to say. You know, you just got to look for the truth. I have, like I've said, I have no way to prove most of the stories that come into me. So I can't say, hey, it's 100% true. I guarantee it. It's up to you guys to decide what to believe or not. I just try it. I share it. I receive it. I share it the best I can, and try to be as understanding and balanced as I can, neutral with it, and share it. Right. And that's the best you can do. Just try to be honest about it as you know. And I think your word makes the man. And if your word's no good, then the man's no good. So
exactly,
you know, but
so I don't want to take too much time, but I do have, I mean, I've got several other paranormal ghost stories, amazing UFO encounters that I can call in another time, so other people can call and share.
Well, first let me ask you,
my only
did you give me your name? I asked, I don't know if you said it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's Nathan, and that experience in Snowbird that happened in I believe it was 2018. I've got it all written down. In fact, like I say, it's going in a book. There'll be several of my paranormal and UFO encounters, and I don't know why I've had so many, but I have. I don't know if it's just that I'm open to it, and so I recognize it. You know, when I see it, I don't try to deny my eyes, or I'm not sure what that is, but.
Well, it's been an interesting phone call.
Another minute
sure. Why don't you go ahead, share another one? I don't see anybody on here saying get them off. So go ahead and share another story.
This will be just a short one. It's the only other real, I could say, Sasquatch experience that
I've had. And then next week we'll do ghosts or aliens.
Huh?
I said next week we'll do ghosts and aliens.
yeah, exactly.
Sure.
I've got some really amazing. But this time what happens, so I live in Colorado now. I'm from Utah. But, in my later life, I've lived here for 25 years almost. And I was working, this was back in about 2009, 2008, up in Winter Park, Colorado. I was doing a lot of work on condos, and I had a crew of about 7, 8 guys. We were doing roof decks and stuff. And so anyway, at night, sometimes we'd walk down into town and have a beer at the taverns down there. And we had like the shortcuts we'd go through. It was kind of like greenbelt forest, you know, between town and our condos. And it wasn't, you know, real big, but it might, you know, be a few hundred feet at places, maybe, you know, 500, 600 feet in places. So, but we decided to cut through in this one area. We were cutting through using our cell phones because it's dark, you know, it's 10 o'clock at night or 9, I don't know what time. And so when we were getting to the bottom, I had to relieve myself. And I'm like, hey, I'll catch up with you guys, okay? And they're like, all right. So they went up where I could see them going up the top by the road, the street lights and train tracks going through there. And so they were waiting up there. And then I took care of business, and then I walked on up the trail it was about 100 feet more up to where they were at. And just as I came out of where I was at, we all heard a hellacious just roar that was so long and powerful. It was vibrating all of us in our chest. Your whole body's just vibrating. And it was very angry, very angry. like a scream slash roar slash growl slash, you know, ape like. I don't know how to even describe it, but it had more power than any animal could ever have. It was, you know, no bear or anything. And there were grizzlies up there anyway, and a grizzly couldn't do that.
Wow.
And so it was so long though. It was just like, I don't know, 10 seconds long or something. And it almost started making some of us sick to our stomach.
Wow.
And in fact, one of my guys ended up going back home, but everybody, there was other people coming. They were going to go down the trail. And boy, there was about 6 or 8, 10 people in the road going different directions. And everybody was just like, oh my God. And they turned around. They weren't like, I'm not going down there. They're taking the long way on the road, you know. And so, you know, when we came back too, we didn't go back through there either. We took the road, walked around the long way, you know.
Sure.
But so, yeah, I mean, I didn't actually see that, but the guys teased me forever that he had my scent. He was going to find me in his forest.
Oh no! Oh no! Maybe he thinks you're one of them. That feels good enough. Wow.
But anyway, so that was, you know, it was pretty crazy, but I'm sure it had to have been a Squatch. I don't know what else could have done that.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, a person isn't going to do it. That's for sure. Wow. Yeah. That sounds
But
intense.
you notice I always call them Squatch or Sasquatch because I've read a lot of old Native American lore about them and everything. And from what I've seen, they prefer to be called Sasquatch. They don't like the name Bigfoot.
Interesting. All right. So, that's good information.
Yeah. So I always use that.
Yeah. I hear a few different phrases. For me, a lot of it is when I post videos, I used like Claire prefers Klansmen or Klanswomen.
Or Klansmen too. Yeah,
but if I post it with that name, people move by it because they don't know what I'm talking about. But if I say Bigfoot, they know what I'm talking about. And sometimes even with Sasquatch, the algorithm doesn't pick it up nearly as much as it does with Bigfoot. So it's kind of a necessary evil when I put that on there. But it is what it is, and I just try. It doesn't do any good if I can't get the word out, right? So that's kind of
interestingly enough too. I have a whole manuscript of something that a good friend of mine sent me that was from a Native American years ago. I think around turn of the century in 1900, 18 to 1900, and he was able to communicate with the Sasquatch, the Klansmen, and was friendly with them, as a lot of the lore that we have heard about, that some of them were. And so he tells of this whole kind of almost like an interview or a conversation with the Sasquatch. And in that conversation, the Sasquatch told him that they prefer Sasquatch, not Bigfoot. But it's really an amazing interview. It really resonated. Yeah, it's another thing that I can share another time.
And we talked about how we've talked about that before, how they use native tongue, the native universal language that even soldiers used back during the turn of pioneer days and stuff like that back 1800s when soldiers went in to talk to Indians. They had who was that? Somebody shared that video. But anyway, they had all different tribes sitting there in a circle, and they all were able to communicate because they use the universal language. And Sasquatch as well uses that universal language along with the mind speak or whatever else.
Yeah. So have you seen some of the inside stuff on Mount Shasta? Not Mount Shasta. I'm sorry. Mount St. Helens, when a volcano eruption.
Yeah.
And there was a big, secret rescue crew went in and they retrieved a whole bunch of dead bodies of Sasquatch, but there were a few that were seriously injured, and they brought in a Native American who could communicate with them, and they rescued I forget, maybe 2 or 3 of them, as I remember, out of there, and they took them wherever. It all just disappears. Nobody hears about it. Nobody believes if you tell them.
Where was it? Was that Mount Rainier or Mount St. Helen?
Mount St. Helens.
Mount St. Helen, yeah, right. Yeah, wow.
It was. I think it was Mount St. Helens.
Well, the I forget his name, Tyler, who sent in that story about the with the pictures that were AI. He admitted to it, but he claims the story was true, and her father apparently was like his friend's girlfriend's father was like a general was there for that. So that had to do partially with that. And he was part of the cleanup crew that worked on that.
On Mount St. Helens?
Yeah. That's what I gathered from that story.
I think that's what made me think of it too, because I saw that on your show, and it made me think of that. But it's been a while since I saw that, and it's almost like they scrubbed it off the internet, or most of it.
You wonder, right? You wonder.
A lot of detail. They had a lot of detail on that story, and then here and there, I've only just seen bits and pieces of it, but I've never seen the full story again.
Right. Wow. Interesting.
So yeah, pretty amazing.
Man, I got a bunch of comments here. I fell behind on. Jeff, by the way, said, Nathan, I think I heard you on an interview, I think, The Fray with Sharon Legros. Did you do
I was on with Vic Cundiff on Bigfoot Eyewitness, I think it was.
Interesting.
And did an hour-long interview with him.
And you know Jeff Rohn, right? Do you watch Flash of Beauty? Did you watch Flash of Beauty?
I'm not sure.
Well, you're going to want to catch it because Jeff's on there. But a Flash of Beauty. Yeah, look that up. Great show. And Jeff gives our channel early. This is a while back. He gave us a shout out on there. And really interesting stuff, but he's been with the channel a long time.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, great stuff. And I look forward to you calling in again, maybe next weekend or something.
I've got some amazing stories. It's just like, oh my gosh, can't believe so many have happened. But I'm going to get off the line, give somebody else a chance to call in, and maybe we'll call you next week or something.
Very good, Nathan. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Great stuff.
Thank you.
Take care now.
And have a good evening.
You too.
Bye.
All right. Wow. Hey, good stuff, huh, guys? See, I told you. Every time I say, you know what, guys, it looks like it's going to be an early night. Let's go ahead and wrap it up. And then that's when we really get fired up and get things going. I'm missing out on all the conversations. I mean, you guys were talking about all kinds of stuff on here. Darren, I found your interview. This is from Jeff. Going to go watch it. By the way, where was I? All right, I said hello to Jackie. Who joined in here? Who joined in here late? Not Jackie. I already said hi to Jackie. Jackie's been here. Semper's mom. Hello, Darren. You got a bunch of stuff on here. Sharon, Darren, Renee. Jackie. Wasn't you, Jackie? Because you were already here, weren't you? Who did I miss? I know I missed somebody here. That came. Lydia. That's it. Lydia. Hello, Lydia. Thanks for making it. All right. That was the one. Man, I missed a lot on here. There's no way I'm going to get caught up. Could you guys just kind of kick back, relax, have a cup of coffee or a drink, and I'll get caught up on all the conversation? Oh, man. Let me see. Sherry, Renee. I've seen these stick arches, weird tree axes as well. Other things always through a chance caused by weather. Yeah, right. I've seen some of that stuff too. Thanks, Nathan. He is also a superstar in the Sasquatch world. I don't know who we're talking about. I missed that one. Remember the Sasquatch cargo net flying under a helicopter, moving the bodies at Mount St. Helens. Yep. Heard about that. Hello, Rhonda. She's back from shopping. Hope she got us something good. Jeff, I may have heard the Bigfoot Eyewitness show with Vic. I've talked to Vic Cundiff on the phone. Let me see. After my Dogman encounter. Interesting. Hello, Steve. I missed you. So because of the church service. Okay. Well, you got a good reason. So we're gonna give you a pass on that for sure. Great stuff, Nathan. Could carry on listening. I have you on TV and the phone, Rhonda. 3 items for $27. All right. Super saver. Man, wow. All right. Great stuff. Anyway, yeah, I got to figure out how to give out those memberships. So I'll keep working on that. This is just, for some reason, it's asking me to do it for me. Probably, because I'm a member. Like, 'cause I bought a membership I don't know why they would sell me a membership, right? But it was when we were testing it out. Oh man, make your chat stand out. Yeah, well. Anyway, great stuff. Get back down here. The rundown. There's been 45, 50 people in the chat steady, and that means a lot. Absolutely. Yeah, we've had a pretty good run here on the chat. It's been doing better and better all the time, right? We just keep growing and drawing in more people. I count on you guys. Jeff, that encounter wouldn't want to have. Nope. You guys share it. Tell your friends about it. Share the stories any chance you can. If you can share them, repost them or whatever, share them. I don't know about reposting, but sharing them. And just get the word out there and let people know to come on over and join the show and listen in. It was strange. Laugh out loud. D Friendly, I'm out. Thanks, guys. Thanks, D. Thanks for joining us. Great having you here. But it's been a great show. We've gotten over our hour and we've had a lot of fun, had some interesting conversation. I can't wait for next week. I got something really special coming up for you guys on here. Look forward to that. It's one of these things I told you about a, I don't know how much to tease about it. Anyway, it has to do with a treasure hunt. Wild stuff. I mean, really, really, really wild stuff. So trying to figure out how and what I'm going to do with it, how I'm going to do it. And you'll know why when I share it with you, but I will be sharing it with you soon. Maybe this week. We'll see how things go, and we'll go from there. Anyway, we'll see what else we get, and we'll go from there. Juan from Argentina here. Hello, Stephen TAS. Hi, Juan. How are you? Thanks for joining us. Now you're going to have to go watch the whole thing from the beginning. Listens to TV now. All right, you guys. You guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend, evening. Have a super week ahead of you. Be safe out there. Tell your family you love them. And just be happy and be positive. And come back and tell me about your week next Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. I look forward to seeing you guys. Hello, Rachel. You just made it. And just as we're signing up, Rachel, you made it just on time to say good night. You guys have a phenomenal night. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate you. And I am out.